and welcome to your September members only video. So sorry this has been late. I've just had a month and I'm trying to get caught up. So I planned on doing a sticker book organization for the September members only video, and honestly I am just kind of stuck. I don't know what I want to do, and that's part of why I've been putting off making this video. I had tried some things and I don't know. I guess I thought, why don't I just turn on the camera, see what happens, and just kind of talk through maybe how I'm organizing my sticker book. I think that might be helpful for you, just because you're not going to need your sticker book set up the exact same way I need my sticker book set up. And so I thought that if I talked it through, then maybe it would help me articulate just kind of some general instructions on setting up your sticker book so that it functions perfectly for you and your planning style. So I don't know, hopefully this video turns out. If it's not super organized, I'm sorry, but I don't know, at least maybe you'll enjoy the ride. Okay, so first of all, I use Planner Kate sticker organization pretty much exclusively, as well as Planner Kate stickers. I just love them, and there's no reason to find anything else. I can get pretty much everything I need and want to use for my purposes from Planner Kate, and so I just don't need anything different. I am a Planner Kate affiliate, and I'm an affiliate because I love it so much, you know. So it only just made sense to me to accept an affiliate position on Team PK. And so anyhow, I love these reusable sticker books, and I'm sure you're familiar with them, but just in case you're not, they have this kind of like coated paper here. It's like a waxy paper, and the best way I can describe it is just kind of like the backing paper on your sticker sheets, like the paper underneath the sticker when you peel it off. It's kind of got that like slightly slick feel to it, and that helps you be able to take the sticker up off the paper without damaging it and without like using up that adhesive. And so you can kind of put them in here and it's like they're brand new, and then that way you can flip through and find the stickers you need all in one place. I do love the size of this sticker book, because if you wanted to store like washi tape that fits in your 7x9 planner, and even the A5 planners, it fits on that page, and you can basically fit a full sheet of like Kate's full sheet stickers. So if you had a sampler sheet from like a kit, for example, that has all of the matching stuff, and you didn't use it all, maybe you only used a couple of pieces, you could actually take all of those stickers off and put it on one sheet in your sticker book if you wanted to, if that's, you know, conducive to how you plan. I also have this disc album here, and I have a couple of the other sizes as well, but this one is the 7x9 size, so it's like the medium size, and I have the sheets in here that fit, and these are just kind of like page protectors that open on the side here. And what I love about that is that you can carry this however you want and nothing's gonna fall out. I've done videos about sticker storage before, so you could find more information about that there, but the reason I have this out is because I probably will be refilling my sticker book with some of these BW icons and some of the scripts, I think. And this is just kind of like here's more BW icons here. This is just kind of like my overflow book where I keep the leftover sheets, because I do really prefer to have these smaller books like here right in front of me as I'm planning. And that way I can put as many on the sheets as I need, have these sticker books handy, and then this is just how I organize the leftovers, and this just stays in a drawer until I need it. And I just have here some other stickers that I pulled out, and I brought my planner over because I do have stickers that I keep in the back here that I want to get out, just to see if there's any that I want to put on those pages. I actually don't think I will be putting like these types of stickers on the pages, just because there's so many and they're so small, and they're not something I reach for often. But when I do reach for them, I usually am not actually like in a planning session. I'm just normally kind of like checking things off or whatever, and then that way these can stay here in my planner instead of in the sticker book. So I hope that makes sense, that, you know, I use these mainly for whenever I'm kind of like checking off when I've deposited into my savings account, for example. And so that's not what I don't need them whenever I'm sitting down to plan. I just kind of need them really quickly while I'm at my computer doing something. So that's why these stay in here. These were just kind of extras. I think I want to go ahead and put these in my sticker book. So I'm going to get those out. And I think that's it. I don't think I have any more stickers in here that need to get organized. Okay, so these are just kind of, this is how I currently have it set up, and this is where I am kind of confusing myself as to what I need and want in my sticker organization. So just a real quick refresher on my planning style is that I typically like to only use stickers on my like monthly plans. My monthly plans are where I really need to keep that monthly calendar like pretty streamlined and calm, and only the bare essentials of the information that I need in order to figure out my week. And then we kind of get like deeper into it in detail for the weekly plans. But I have discovered over years and years of planning is that I don't like to use a ton of stickers in my weekly planning. So most of my sticker usage is in those like monthly plans when I'm really setting up and getting as many details as I can on that calendar and on the dashboard pages. And so stickers are helpful with that because they help me kind of write smaller, and they kind of give me like a little container to put the data in that I need. And then I can also move them or remove them as time changes and my plans change. And so it allows me to keep it looking nice and calm instead of like crossing things out that looks chaotic to me, and then that leads me to feel kind of stressed out. And so I don't want it to look like that. And so that's why I like to use stickers on my monthly plans. And then also icons kind of help me like indicate what something means without taking up a bunch of space writing things and such. And so those are the types of stickers I typically will use regularly, very functional stickers. And because I love the Erin Condren colorful colorway a lot, and I'm so used to, you know, January is always this color, February is this color, March is this color, and so on and so forth. For a while now, I've been breaking up like my stickers into those colors, because I would just use, if I'm planning January, I would always use these colors because it matched the planner and it looked good. Over time, I have kind of started to just use the color in the planner, and then more just kind of like a black and white with just very small little bits of color in the stickers. And so I'm using these kinds of stickers less and less, like all of the colorful labels and such. I've kind of started moving towards using these dash labels because they're very functional, and they give me enough room to write down like the time or the name of the event, and it's already kind of like compact. And I like that I can have a bunch of those on the page without it looking chaotic. Every time I see like color, my eye like stops there and it's like, whoa, pay attention to that. And so if there's too much color, I get, again, like kind of like, wow, this is a lot of stuff going on. It's so much important, urgent stuff, right? So now I've kind of decided on the recurring things, or just like most events, get these dash labels because it looks nice and calm. And if there's something very important that I want to call out, or urgent, or just exciting, then that's kind of where I'm using these colorful labels. So I still have this set up broken down by color, but as I've been using it all year, it's getting more and more sparse. And so I'm like kind of using up a lot of the icons, and I'm gonna need to refill those. So we're gonna do that. But also I really wanted to kind of consolidate into one book here. So in the past, what I've done is I've taken however many pages there are, and I've divided it by the 12 months of the year so that I could have a bunch of pages for each colorway. But now you can see that I'm not using them all. And so this is kind of where I'm trying to decide, how do I then consolidate everything into one book? And why do I have two books in the first place? Well, this book is kind of like my basics book. So this is all of my scripts and my black and white things that can be used for anything. And I really do want to have this kind of thing together in one book, instead of having all of these blank pages of the months where, as I'm using stickers and not repurchasing the ones that I just don't need anymore. Now I feel like I can consolidate into one book. My problem is that I just don't know how to do that without taking all of these stickers out. And so what I'm thinking about doing is keeping everything in this book, but then putting like the stickers that I would use each month, even the blank, like the plain ones, also in each month. So for example, if I have, I might want to put 5 of these church ones in January, and however many Sundays there are in January, I would put that many on a page in January, so that when I'm planning January, everything that I need is all within a couple of pages of each other. So that's kind of like how I feel like I want it to work. I'm just not sure of the getting there part. Like, how do I get that organized when there's so many things on a page? So I think that's what I want to try to do with you today, and I know I am not going to finish it. So maybe we just kind of try it with a couple of months. And I'm thinking I want to start with October, because that's going to be the next month that I actually plan. And so then that way I already have the system set up for that month, and then I can use it and make sure that's how I want the rest of the book to work before I go through and do all of it. I feel like that would work as well. So, because I know I'm not going to get it all done in one setting. So if I go month by month, and then I know that after I do October, I'm going to need to start planning October. It is currently September 24th when I'm filming this. So yes, I definitely need to get October ready, and then I can use the system right away, kind of as like a trial run. And then I can figure out if that kind of sticker organization is going to work for me. Let me move on and do November, and then I can kind of tweak it as I go, and then hopefully within the next couple of months I can just get the whole book knocked out. And then one more thing that I get asked all the time is, where did I get these tabs to organize my sticker book? These are actually Planner Kate planner tab covers, and she does not currently have them on her site. I believe there's some kind of issue with the paper, like the supply of the tabbed paper. So let me just show you. I have a plain black and white version that I purchased a while back. And it's basically just a tab cover, and they were meant to cover the tabs in your Erin Condren planner if you didn't like the colorway. So I had just purchased the bold colorway, the bold Erin Condren bold colorway, and these are kind of like a different sticker paper than your normal sticker paper, where they are not removable. So once this is like stuck over on itself, it's not meant to be unstuck. And that is what kind of helps it to actually stick to this page. I have tried other tabs in the past that are just made with like regular sticker paper, and they just slide right off of here, because of course this paper is meant to release stickers. And so I have found that these tabs fit really perfectly here. Well, they work perfectly, like they allow me to like put them on there. I can flip to the page and it doesn't slide off like some other tabs have. And also because they're just like paper, they're very thin, and so it doesn't add a whole bunch of bulk to the actual like thickness of the book, and that's what I really like that as well. Very, very long ago, if you watch some of my older videos, you will see that I had the tabs across the top, and that is these are the Erin Condren. You get these from erincondren.com. These are the vegan leather tabs, and these are kind of meant for your softbound planners or your petite planners, maybe just to kind of add a tab where there isn't one. And I like that they're in the Erin Condren colorway. These should still be available on their site. If they are, I will link them in my description, as well as like there's some other ones that are like pink or something. I'm not sure. I'll link whatever I can find. The problem with these worked really well. These also did not come off of the paper here, but they are thick because they're vegan leather, and they added a ton of bulk to this book, which is fine because you're not writing in this book, so it's still useful if you cannot find these and you really want to get these like monthly tabs. Try these out. They worked great. You can see that I used them for a very long time before I took them off, and these are the ones I took off of there, so you can see these are reusable. I put them just on a piece of old sticker paper here, and they're fine. I mean, some of the adhesive where they were sticking to themselves kind of like came off or whatever, but you can see they still stick on here fine. So I don't know, it's worth a try until these are available, maybe, and then you can just take them off and put these on. They're not permanent, and you could use these somewhere else if you wanted to. So just some options for that. I don't know of any other tabs. I have considered trying to make a printable for them. I am nowhere near doing that, so I haven't, but it was just thought if Kate has decided to no longer carry these tabs anymore, I have kind of, it's on the radar, let's put it that way. Although I would recommend just getting them from Kate if Kate has them. Again, as of the last time I checked, the section was still on the site, so I don't think Kate is planning on discontinuing them forever. I think it really is just kind of like a supply issue. So hopefully they come back, and if they do, I 100% recommend getting them there. So, okay, let's actually try to figure out how we're gonna organize this. So I kind of skipped the first page, and this is just the Erin Condren sticker that comes on your tissue paper in your box. I just put it there because I thought it was cute. I was able to pull that one off the paper without like tearing it, and yeah, I just thought it was cute. It's just old school Erin Condren. That's like the vibe I love from Erin Condren. So anyway, I put that there, and I had just figured that over time, if I get other cute stickers, I might put them here just for fun, because I get like little die cut stickers every now and then, and I don't know what to do with them. It would just be for decorating and fun. And then if I wanted to use them again, I would be able to, because this is sticker release paper. Anyway, what I want to do here is I think I want to kind of keep the same idea where I have like the very first page that the tab is on is kind of like those overall stickers. Like this is where I have like the month names, any kind of like celebratory things that have to do with that month, like holidays or birthdays, and then just like basic things that kind of don't really fit in the categories of like scripts or icons. I was putting them here, and then the reason that these are here is because I was using these old checklist boxes that these were for the old Daily Duos, and this was like the A5 size, you know, that bottom box on the Daily Duo below the checklist. They have since changed that, and it's like after they removed the calendar off the Daily Duo, they made that box bigger. So these boxes are no longer formatted to fit there, but I did find that I liked using these elsewhere, just kind of like on notes pages and things, and on the dashboard. So I do still have a bunch of them in here, and then they don't really fit And since they're so big, I was putting them on these pages because I didn't have a ton of this kind of sticker. So anyhow, I did that. And then I started just kind of thinking, let me consolidate all of the functionals here too, now that I'm not using as many. So remember I had said I wanted to not have so many of the colorful functional boxes. So I think I am going to continue to do that. I am going to continue to kind of move the labels and things to this page as well. So let's do that for October and just kind of see if we can fit everything we want. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to need to decide which of these stickers I want to keep to use for October, and I want to move them here. And please don't get mad at me, but there is going to be some sticker waste. It's just, you know, a lot of these stickers I've had for many years, and I put them in here to use as many as I could, and I have done so. I have used tons of these stickers. That's why there's so many empty spots. Like, these pages were full before. So some of these things that I just know that I'm not going to use again, they're just going to have to go, and we're just going to have to be okay with that. And it's, you know, it's fine. I can't save every sticker, and I got the value out of the sheet that I needed to get out of it, and we're done with it. And we're not holding on to things just because it's still usable. We got what we needed out of it. I know I don't need it in the future, and I know that I'm not going to be like repurchasing most of these things. And so it's time to let it go. So let's move. First, let's look here. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep most of these. This little spider is this is actually from Orange Umbrella Co. from like a gajillion years ago. It's the very last one. I had a whole sheet of them, and so we're going to use that this year. I believe I'm going to try to use it in October this year, and we're done with that. But I think most of these I'm going to go ahead and keep. I think really I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice these banners because I just don't use them for anything. They're things that I thought I would use, and then just over time I never use them. I even have these little doodle versions of banners that I use a lot more because they're so much smaller. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and move these and say goodbye. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of things that you spent money on, even, you know, but I've used so many of them, and Kate's very generous with how many stickers she puts on a sheet. But sometimes I just don't need that many, you know? Okay, and then I am going to also get rid of these. I have updated versions of these that I will reach for more, you know? I am not reaching for these. I've had them this long. I kind of consider it like decluttering, I guess. Sometimes you just have to make those hard decisions. And so, yeah, getting rid of those, and let's kind of move some of these things over here. And then let's move this. I'm just kind of trying to consolidate space right now so that I can add more things to this page. Let's put all of the hearts. Let me see if I can fit both of these like Octobers here, which I can. And let's try to just kind of move the hearts. Uh-oh. This way. I'll put this dot up here next to the spider, and then we'll get the other hearts here. So what's great about having a fresh brand new sticker book is you don't have to move anything, and I actually had considered getting a third sticker book so that I could just start fresh, but then I was like, you know, that's not really realistic, so let's just stick with this. Okay, so now I have all of those kind of set up there, and let's see. We have this big guy here, and maybe I need to consider how I can use these to like use these in October this year just to get them off of the sheet. Let's like make like a big commitment to try to use this stuff. Because I have these like large stickers and I just tend to not use them. And let's look at this. So this is a like dash label in the, like, I think it's like the 3-hour size, and I feel like I got them because they fit. They maybe, I don't know. So they do kind of fit in these monthly boxes, but not perfectly. So I guess I'm not going to use them there, but I do want to keep it because I'm thinking I can use it in the sidebar. So let's just kind of, will this fit here? Perfect fit. Okay. All right. And these I really love, but I never use them for anything. So this is, again, another thing I want to try to be better about using. And I feel like this year, if I don't use the stickers on these sheets, anything that's left, maybe I'm done with. I don't know. I'm not gonna have a flight, so I'm just gonna get rid of the flight info one. I just don't need that. And I also don't put that in my planner anyway. So it was just an old sheet I got a long time ago and I just don't need anymore. So yeah. And this is just like a little ombre checkbox. We'll try and see if I end up using it. Basically, I think anything that's on this page, let's make an effort to use. And then the rest of these here, I know that I'm not going to use like these orthodontist ones. Not going to use those. And I really love the pencils, but I don't know, I'm not using them. And how can I figure out? Actually, let's do something right now. And this is not, I'm not trying to plan in this video, but we have a week with no school and I have these scripts that say no school. What if we just layer our cute little pencil under them, and then we can use them and get them out of the planner or get them out of the sticker book. And it just kind of adds a little bit of cuteness like that. Let's do that. And then let's put this one for Friday on there. Yeah, okay. Then it's not a waste, it's getting used and it matches, so, okay. We don't have to make room for it in here. So I have here, I want to kind of get rid of all of these like yellowy orange ones that I just don't like and I don't really feel like they match. So that's an easy decision. The ones that just don't match. And I do want to try to keep these ones. I feel like I do use these, so when there's something important. I actually have one in my planner for October already. And then I think these ones as well, because if there's something kind of important, yeah, so let's keep these ones as well. And we'll just put them together so I know that I have 3 that go together. I feel like most of these I don't want, but I might keep these and these, like pale orange ones, and then get rid of all the darker ones, as well as the A5 ones that I'm just never gonna use. I feel like I probably bought those on clearance or something, or on a deal, like maybe a markdown day or like a warehouse Wednesday or something. And look, we already can't fit all of these on here. Okay. And so, are these gonna all fit here? Oh no. Okay, let me try to move them down as close to the bottom as I can, and maybe we can make a little bit of room for them to not overlap. I think it'll work. Okay, perfect. All right. So we've got a couple of labels, and then the last 2 that I wanted, or the last 3, I guess, I think I want to try to keep these. I like these flags just because I really like flags. I think they're cute. I don't know, I tend to not use them for anything, but now what I'm hoping for is that I have fewer stickers to choose from, and so maybe I'll actually pick the ones, you know? Okay, so let's get rid of these, and now we have these 2 whole pages here that we can work with to kind of try to move some stickers over and figure out how we're gonna use them. Okay. All right. So now I have all of these icons, and I have these, which I haven't been using these, and I don't know what to do with them. As well as these, I had gotten a bunch, and I'm actually considering maybe trying to put them back on the pages they came on. And then I can kind of put these in, because there's so many of these, I could put them, maybe give them away or something. Stuff like this that are just randoms, I'm not really worried about giving away, but I have so many of these that I don't know if that's something, I don't know, I can pass on to somebody, but I think that I might do that as well. So you can see here, I also have, where are they? These, which I think they're all stacked together right now. All of these are scripts, which I really love them, but I'm just not using them. And then I did start investing in custom scripts that actually fit my dashboard. So I think that I am gonna go ahead and do that. That's something I'm not gonna do on camera, but here, let's put one, let's do these. So the no school ones, we can try and see if that would work to put them back on the page. Yeah, I think that'll work. I might have to just go ahead and pull off the background, like the negative space, maybe, if it's like looking like it's not gonna work well, but I think it'll work okay. I don't know, maybe not, maybe that'll come off, but we'll see. I'll mess with it and see. But you know, basically the way I had it was my intention was that like these were my scripts and these are my icons, and I don't know why I had a blank page here. I think it was just overflow icons for when I would get new icons that just didn't fit here. I wanted to have a page for those. So what I'm kind of thinking about doing is moving the icons here. So if we look at how I plan, let's go to a month I've already like worked on, I guess. I like to use the icons to indicate things, and I use the scripts to label my dashboards. So, and then I like to put the icon that goes with it, like, you know, together. So it makes sense for me to put those things together on my planner or on my sticker organizing. How do I talk? It makes sense for me to put the icon with the script it goes with together on the page in my sticker book. So I'm thinking I might do that. How about that? We try that for October and see if I like it. Yeah, so let's try that out. And this is also a good time to audit if I'm actually using most of these stickers in my planning, because I know that when I plan out my month in my regular planner, I'm typically not using all of these like work icons. I have like a select like 5 to 10 icons that I use very often, and I'm not usually using the work ones. I do sometimes put these in like my daily duo or something when I'm kind of planning out my work schedule. I don't think I need them on the page in here. What I'll probably do is let's put the icons and scripts that I use regularly. We'll put enough to get through what I need them for in my planner. Let's see. The other thing is that now that I've gotten custom scripts and there's so many on the page, I am starting to use them on the weeks just to label things. So let's put those together too. You can see I have not touched my planner in a couple of weeks. I know you've noticed I don't have any videos up for a while, but just haven't been planning. We'll get back to it. Not trying to disappear. I just haven't been touching anything planner related lately. But anyway, let's put those in here as well. So let's see. I have. I guess I need to organize the monthly ones, like the labels that I'm using for the month, and then like the scripts that I'm using on like the dashboards and in my weeks. And then the scripts are mostly in here already kind of organized, so that should be easy, I think. We just have to make sure we're looking through all the pages to make sure I'm getting them all. And then I need to get, let's pull this out and let's put all these out. Some of these are like old that I'm not using, but I'm kind of covering the, where it says like the word I don't need, I'll cover it with an icon. But these are all dash labels and these are scripts. Okay. We've got like cleaning and stuff. I don't know. Because I'm not using these in weekly as I thought I would, like I was thinking I might use them in my, like a vertical planner, an hourly planner or something before I got the dashboard. I don't know how much I need these, but I might want to put one or two just to have it handy in the sticker book, especially like these. Like why did I even buy these to begin with? I don't know. I don't know, whatever. These I don't need, and then I have all of these. These are another custom script font that I decided against using, but I do have these, which I don't really use the payday and the day off ones, but we'll get them out anyway. Work, what's all in here? Warehouse Wednesday goes in my like work planner. To do work this week. So the thing about these, actually, I'm getting all these out and I don't need to because they are in this book, and I'll just move them straight from here to that. So I'm getting these out and I don't need to. So let me just put these back in here for now, and they'll get reorganized whenever I'm done. And then I probably don't need to get all of, can you even see what I'm doing? I'm sorry if I've been out of frame this whole time, but these I just punched on the discs and just stuck them here because it was so much easier to do that. I will, let's see, which ones of these, some of these I bought duplicates and I don't really need, I'm trying to use up full sheets before I like start on the new sheet, you know, and I think I ran out of tennis and Formula One. So like I have these plain crosses. I want to use the colorful crosses. This is a reformat, an example of the reformatting. So BW11 used to, all the old BW icons used to have the Erin Condren colorway like heart of like a row for each of the colors. Now Kate's reformatting them to this like smaller sheet here, and they're all plain white, which is really great because they're going to match no matter what. And then if you really wanted to, you could color in the little heart like with your, you know, matching dual tip marker or something. And then they're just more versatile. So when you run out of something, like for example, all the school related ones I never needed for July because it's summer. So I would have like a ton of the navy blue, anything school related. And like the same with Formula One. There's no Formula One in January. So I would always have a ton of like this color left over. But now they're going to all be, you know, as she reformats them, they're just going to be way more versatile, and so I'm happy about that, even though I do love the Erin Condren colorway. But anyway, let's see. I don't have any of these in my book currently. I do want to use these ones instead. And then I know I have a bunch of these in my book I'm not going to need to move over, and it's really just tennis and Formula One. So let's move these out of the way. And then all of these I may need to move over. I don't see any tennis or Formula One in here. I think that's why I did repurchase those. Okay, so let's get these out and we'll just see what I need to move over. And then whatever I don't need to move over, we'll just go back in here. They're easy to move. Okay. And I think that's it. Of course I have this too. So these are just like leftovers that, I don't know, for some reason I have leftover sheets. So let's get these out. So these are all the plain ones that would be at the bottom of like the non-colorful ones. So I do want to use up all the colorful ones before these. So these I'm not gonna probably move over. Yeah, so these can go back in here. And again, these are just ones I don't need right now, and they'll get organized in a while back into the sticker book. So what's this? This is all just leftovers of different categories of things like health, home. This was all January, I think. Haircuts and stuff, like cars and just things I wasn't using up. Oh, here's Formula One. Cool. This was a work one. Okay. Very cool. More work and just like, I guess I was taking, this is what it is. I was taking off, as I was using up the stickers each month, I was taking off all the ones that I know I don't use on a regular basis. That's what these are. Here's tennis rackets. So these I need to actually move into my book before these ones. So let's get these together. So tennis rackets, Formula One. Yeah. And this is more stuff usually for work and things, and we'll just stick that stack right there. Okay, so now that we've kind of started organizing that a little bit, I do have more stickers back here, scripts that need to get organized. And like this, I'm never going to use any of these stickers. I just know I'm not. The colors, and I just don't use these for anything. I like these little push pins. I might go ahead and put in there, but that's it. I had gotten these because I thought they were cute, but I never used them for anything. So I think these are just going to get put into my like overflow storage. Just, you know, I'll find them again, I don't know, in 6 months or something and go, oh, hey, I'm going to use those. And then the same with these. I think these are already as many as I'm going to need already on here. So I think this needs to go in like the overflow storage as well. And yeah, so this is a pocket that I got from Daiso. You can get these little clear pockets pretty much anywhere on Amazon. If I find one, I'll link it. Erin Condren used to have corner pockets, which is this one. And I just trimmed off one of the edges and put it on here. And then when they stopped selling them, I found these at Daiso. I'm going to show you the package here. So it's just, there's 3 in there for like $2, and they're just adhesive. You get the adhesives like separate, you put that on there, and then you stick the clear pocket, and that makes these so much more functional. You can put these sheets back here. Yeah, so cool if you can find those. Unfortunately, Daiso, you can't shop online there. It's just a Japanese dollar store, so I'm sure there's similar stuff on Amazon. You could just like search corner pockets. If I think about it, I'll search for some on Amazon and put them in my Amazon storefront, and you can find them there. Okay, so now actually to do the October organizing, and I just kind of have to figure out how I want that to work. So we have the things I use in October. When I'm planning my month, I like to reach for these on the monthly spread, and I need them for like Bible study and church. I don't usually use the one for church because we do go to church, you know, every weekend. If we don't attend church, we're watching it on TV, and it's just one of those things, like I don't have to put everything on my calendar. I know that Thursday is recycling day, so I don't put like the recycling icon on there. So really I use these for Bible study, or if there's a special event at the church, or if, like for example, we've started up a prayer group in my neighborhood, something like that. So I do want these on here, but I don't need, like, for example, I know I used these as an example earlier, but I don't need, one for every Sunday, even though that's what I said. I was just using it as an example. Let's see. Let's kind of like look at the calendar and just try to figure this out. So I did start putting the one in here for Bible study. And I have it on like every day that we have Bible study. And I do like that. That's important to me. It's like, it's one of my goals. It's a thing that I am trying to make sure to do. So I'm making time for it on my calendar. So I already have them in here for October, so I don't need one for every Bible study. And that's the other thing I'm trying to do, kind of a way that I've changed my planning style, is to plan more like a regular person and not a person who makes YouTube videos about planning. And actually putting the things in my planner as they come up, because that's important. I need to know those things, as just a regular person. As a YouTuber, I liked to save it all up so that I could do it all on camera, right? But that's not realistic. That's not real life planning. That's planning for the internet. And I don't want to plan for the internet. I want to show you how to plan for you. Like, I want to be an example for how planning might work for you. And if you're not making YouTube videos about planning, you don't need to like save it all up to do it all at one time. You really should be marking things in your planner as they come up, because then you won't forget about them. That's the whole point. So anyway, I already have them in here, so I don't need one for every Bible study meeting that we're going to have. However, I will need one for every prayer group meeting. And I know that there's going to be an event at the church in October. So I believe I'm going to need 3 for the prayer group, which I do need to put in there, but I don't know the exact time yet. So yeah, anyhow, let's just kind of get those in here. We'll just put like all the faith ones up top, and we'll do all the faith stuff first. So I'm thinking we'll just do like a line of each. It'll help me see better how many I have. I like that these ones have a cross and they don't just say church like these ones, because the prayer group is not at the church. And actually everyone in the group, almost all of us, there's a bunch of us, we all attend different churches. So that's pretty cool, I think. Okay. And then we'll get a few for the church for different events at the church. And basically my idea is that I'll do this for each month, and then I'll have enough for each month. And then it'll help me too, after the year is over, to kind of see, what stickers am I using every month, and, which ones do I need a lot of, and which ones do I not need a lot of? I don't know. I just like that kind of thing. Okay, all these ones with the icons, I never use these for anything, and so I'm gonna save these for like the end, I think, to see if I need them. The same with these ones that say like read, study. I will need a couple for like appointments, a couple for work and meetings. I'll need the tooth one at least once a month for ortho through the end of the year. These kind of, maybe a couple for practice in case we have like sometimes there's an extra practice on Saturday, or maybe there's just like a different day they want to practice or something. And then the ones that say do, these are the ones I've been kind of using as just like covering it with the icon. And the same with read and study. I don't need these for what they say, but I've been just kind of trying to use them up. So we'll put a couple of these. I think that's what we'll do. All of these, we'll put 1 or 2 of each one on this page. And then we definitely need 1 ortho for each page, for each month. And then what's going to happen once he's out of braces, we're just going to need like the ones that we need for our like every 6 months cleanings, and you know, those are in for us, it's always March and September. And then just if there's any random dentist appointments we're going to need, and so then those can go on like their own page with all the other health stickers. But in the meantime, I'll have one handy right here in October where I need it, so I don't have to flip around and get different books out. Okay, and then meeting, work, and appointment, I think I'm gonna do, with meeting I need at least 2, because there's 2 like Goal School Premium meetings each month. And then there might be other meetings like Booster Club or something, so we'll do 3. Or just something for something work related. So we'll just do like 4. I used to have Zoom. Do I have them in here anymore? Let's see. And I forgot that I was going to take them off of these pages before taking them off the paper pages. So I think that's what we need to do. So yeah, let me find if there's any that say, there's the ones that say work and appointment, and I don't have any that say meeting anymore. So actually for October, to use up what I have, see, I could have put this one on there. We'll do that for November. For October, we have these 2 that are computers. I'm going to use these for my Zoom meetings for Goal School Premium, because then I can get rid of them and then be done with those stickers and get them out of there. So there's those. And work, I have a bunch here, so I'm not going to use these ones. There's not much that I put in my planner, in my regular planner for work. So we'll just put like 2 in here just in case, and I'll probably notice that I don't need them anymore. And then now this is where I am like, I should have started over here so that everything's lined up. So yeah, I need to move these. Okay. The problem is because I have the tab here, and I just like things to be nice and neat and straight columns, and I don't, and it's, you know, extra. I don't need to do this, but I like it, so I'm going to. So let's start over here next to the coil so that everything can be lined up and evenly spaced, and it won't look bad to me. So let's do that, and I think that should give us enough room to have this last column on the side not touch this tab bit here. Yeah, okay. This also gives me a space. I guess I could put the icons and the scripts, but I think what I want to do is I have all the labels here, and then I'm going to have the icons and scripts on this page. I think I'm hoping that is how it works. How I have enough room, I guess. Okay, so the work ones I will put here, and then we'll put a couple of the meeting ones just in case a meeting comes up. Did I have them on here? Oh, where did I put them? These ones? Study, no, these are the extra ones. These ones? Yeah, here they are. Let's put a couple of the meeting ones. I'll put those here, just kind of going down the list. Okay, and a couple of the appointment ones, which I just don't think I'm going to need that many, because like we always have an orthodontist appointment, so I use that one. These are just kind of like if an appointment comes up, if somebody gets sick or something, I guess. So let's just keep going down this side. Okay, now these ones were just the ones that are like extra, I think. We'll put 1 or 2 practices. We might end up doing like a practice every Saturday. I don't know, but that's okay. We'll do practice. And what I really do also want is one for like a tennis match. I think there's some that say game that I could get, but I could also maybe consider asking Kate. Yeah. Oh, I had the ones here that said appointment. See, this is where I'm getting like, I have too many options. I have pages and I have these. Okay, so these are the ones that I just want to put like one of each, I guess, of all these little random ones for just in case I need them. So let's see, more appointments here. So I definitely need to put this like back. I need to put these away so I don't accidentally keep taking them off the page. Yeah. Okay. And like I'm not doing PTO anymore, so I don't even need these anymore. So those are some things I'm gonna need to put back on like a sticker sheet to get rid of, I guess. Work, I got a couple of those already. Dinner. I think we'll do these, we'll just do like one for the next couple of months, just in case. Maybe we go out to dinner, which we never do. Like we have this that says like out to eat, you know? See, that's the thing. I would rather use the one that says out to eat than this and then where it says dinner. So I don't know what to do with those. I don't really need those. Yeah, but I'll put these with the scripts. So we'll just skip those for now. So appointment I already have that one. Let's leave off the doctor appointment one because we have these that say appointment. I don't need any of these that say workout. I don't know. I don't know why I have those. Let's do these. Let's do one of each of these. This is a house. Maybe there's a house project or something. And this is a cleaning bucket. Maybe this is like where I schedule in like the monthly cleaning item or something. If I have them on here, my hope is that I see them when I'm planning my month and it'll remind me to schedule those things, I guess, from my goals. And if I need more than one, I can always just get them in my overflow. Okay, a book. We could do like one for the book I'm reading that month, and like there's like the book I'm actually reading and the book I'm listening to, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just put one of each on there. Okay, so like this flight info one, I don't need. I'm just gonna get rid of them now while I'm looking at them. Don't be mad at me. Okay, and so again, we'll flip through these icons later. And then I have all these blank ones that came off. It's -107. So I have to figure out where to put all of these. I don't know, I just put them in here. I don't know what I need them for. I'm finding that these come in handy on my weekly. So yeah, I do kind of need those, but not on these like monthlies. And I believe that's everything. What did I have back here? I don't want to forget about these. Oh, more scripts. Okay, good. I'm glad I grabbed these before I forgot. Okay, and then these are all just kind of like random stickers that I may or may not need, that maybe these should go, these need to go in my like actual planner. These I think I really only use these during the month. So let's leave these in here. Or really, they should go in here. Let's do that. Let's put them in this one because this is the one that I'm gonna be like using for the month. Okay, so now we need to kind of go through and look at the scripts. So, let's put the scripts and the icons that go together, let's put those on this page, and then we'll do the random icons and the random scripts on this page, I think. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to kind of figure this out as I go. So, all right. So these ones are all things that I put on my dashboard and then also on my weeklies. And yeah, I have maybe I need to use, so these would be like monthly stickers and these would be weekly stickers, like the pages. Ignore that there's icons there. But like these 2 pages could be stickers that I use for weekly planning, and these 2 pages can be stickers I use for monthly planning. Let's try that. Okay, so then the ones that I use for monthly planning, I really only need like, you know, 1 that says this month. But let's just put 2 because maybe I will do them on let me see. Let's think of how I could use those stickers. I like the idea of putting 1 here on the sidebar. I'm trying to kind of like figure out what I want to use the sidebar for, and I'm thinking we'll do this month. And here I could also do this month, like for my monthly actions, I could do like this month, this week, and habits. I think for my my like tending list. So see how it says monthly, weekly, and habits, daily habits. So let's do this month, this week, and habits. So we need 1 for that. And then on the actual dashboard, I have this month here, but I actually got new scripts so that instead of it being school this month and scripture this month, it just says school and scripture. So let's do 3 that say this month. And then I also have some in here that say this week, which we just need 1 for the monthly section because that's for the tending list page. And then we need 1 habits, which I don't think I have habits in here. That's why, yeah, I purchased a new page for those custom because those were just old ones that came off of my, like an old like dashboard setup sticker sheet. So then we have this month, this week, and habits for the tending list. And then on the monthly, actually let's, hold on, I'm trying to think of how I want this set up. So this month, this week, and habits, that's for the tending list. And maybe we could find icons that go with those. I don't think so, but I don't know, we'll see. I could use those check marks for those, which are in my planner, you know, maybe we'll do that. We'll see how we like that. Like if I wanted to put like the orange check mark next to it, just for, you know, these are things I need to check off this month. Okay, so then on the calendar, so that is the tending list page. Then we flip the page and it's the 2-page spread for the calendar. And I'm gonna need a script that says this month, which I really should just go put them on there for the whole year. Let me show you. So, you know, I've already redated my planner for the whole year. I should just go put this month on those. Maybe I should just do that. I'll do it for October and show you what I mean. So if I take this sticker that says this month and it matches my Jack font here, and I just stick this here, this month, I don't know, it's not even. I want it to be in line with these because I'm weird like that. Instead of like putting it down here and it being offset. Maybe I need to do, okay, we'll just eyeball it. We'll put it here It looks fine. And then if I need to move it, it's repositionable. If it's bugging me later, I will fix it. Okay. And then this one that says this month, I think I wanted the extra one for maybe the dashboard page. So let's see. I have don't forget there. We will put, because I don't have a whole bunch of don't forgets, I don't think, do I? Do I? No. So we'll use, I don't think I have any more don't forgets. They would have been here with important and don't forget. Okay, perfect. Let's do, yeah, for that bottom section where I put like, just, I leave it blank to use for just random notes, we'll put this month there. Okay, I like that. All right, so we have the one here that says this month for that, but I wanted to kind of put them in the order that I'm using them. So again, let's look at how I use my month. I already have all of the no schools where they need to be for the whole school year, so I don't need any no schools on my monthlies. I don't need, what else do I need scripts for, I guess? It's really, I don't have any more scripts on these pages. So then I use scripts on my dashboard, and I'm gonna need school, scripture, Formula 1, to do, menu, and the this month. So let's get those, and we'll put them with our icons. So let's see, I need one that says school. Oh, and I did say I was gonna change that. Hold on. Because I want more space for school things. Let's put this month here and school down here. So this month can be first, and then I have to figure out what kind of icon that can match that. So now we're working with our list of dashboard stickers. So this month, and then scripture of the month, I want to put in the next box that has that one doesn't have an E on it. That's weird, that's okay. I have a gajillion, right? For some reason the E didn't print on that one. It scared me because I thought, oh no, did I forget to put the E on scripture and I have a whole sheet, but no. Okay, so then we have this month, scripture, Formula 1, and then menu on the next page. And then school, since we're gonna move that down to the bottom where there's more room for more random things that come up. Okay, so those are all of my dashboard scripts, but then I will need to put the icons with them. So, which again, I forgot to look in here. Oh, I need to do, duh, there's a whole strip for to-dos. So between menu and Formula 1, we have the to-do list on that second column. And what I need is a BW icon for like a checklist, like a clipboard maybe, I think would be cute. So that's another thing I don't know, maybe hopefully Kate will consider making. But let's get, I think I'm gonna need to get a script that says tennis. Yeah, I just do, because, and maybe one that says Booster Club. But anyway, so for these ones, I was gonna do those check marks, right? Do we think on, the other thing I could do is these little like goal, I got these are the, like the metal, I guess, or whatever, the ribbon you get. And I like that these kind of, to me, represent like achieving a goal. So let's just use those for anything that has to do with like the tending list or goals, I think. And then those can just be, you know, like that. I was trying to leave enough room for the icon, but yeah. Okay, and then, yeah, we're definitely gonna need to move these down. Maybe we should have done the icons first so that we would have the proper spacing. We're learning, and then the next month, whenever, or like after I, you know, do November, I sit down and I'll know how to do it right. Okay, so for this month, this was gonna be like, I don't know, this was just gonna be maybe goal type things, but not the specific action item of that goal. I don't know. That's the thing, is I'm not really sure how I want to use that box. The other thing is, I could show you here what I mean, is that I feel like this, will this fit there? Like if we use these large boxes, these large format stickers, here, no. So I'm thinking what's gonna happen with this section is I'm just gonna put like this month, and then that's where like my sticky note is gonna live, I believe. Like I have like, you know, my monthly sticky notes. So what kind of icon could I put there? Like maybe just like a planner, because it's a, you know, this month in my planner, maybe. Let's do that. Let's put that. And then also one of the things it could represent is like work things. If, you know, my main work goals that I want to remember when I'm making regular plans, not just like personal plans, but I don't want to have like too much detail about my work stuff. I could also put that there, but then I would put work there instead of this month. So I don't know. Again, I'm thinking out loud how my dashboard is going to work. Scripture is a cross, so let's get one of those off of this page here. And that goes there. And then of course Formula 1 is a checkered flag, which I don't think I have any on here, so let's get them off of this page, which we only need one for the monthly. Actually, we need more for the monthly. I think I already have them in my planner though. Let me check. How did I put them all in there when I got, yes, okay, in November and December. Okay, so we don't need any for the calendars. Whenever the new schedule comes out for like 2026, I'll just go add them on all of the days we have a Grand Prix or a sprint. Okay, so now for to do, that's another thing. That's where I wish I had like a little clipboard or something, but we're just gonna use the check mark. So we'll do the check mark for that one. Oh, you know what? Let's use the pencil for that. The other one I bought, which actually maybe I want to do that instead of the, maybe I move the planner to do, and then I do have, where are my new ones? I did get a coffee cup. Here we go. Here we go. I need these. Okay. Coffee cup. Maybe that is for this month. I just feel like, you know, that kind of fits. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put the coffee cup for this month. So these are just kind of like, I don't know, it's stuff this month that's going on, or I don't know, errands I need to run, or just something like that. I don't know. We'll see. And then we'll use the little planner for to do. And then for menu, I have, I'm trying to use up these old like plates, but I really do like, I did get the fork and knife and spoon. I like these better because they're not circles. And so I kind of want to use these, but I also feel like I should use these up, and I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like, why do I care? Why is it that important? But whatever. We're gonna do that. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna put this here. And then for school, we usually use the backpack. which, here's one. That goes here. Okay, so these are for my dashboard, and that should be everything that I need to set that up. Now, for some of the things that I need, I already have like the tennis matches marked because I had that. I already have the tennis matches marked because I had the schedule, so that's already in the planner, so I don't need to put those here. The other things that I normally do during the month are, I do like a bank transfer at the beginning of the month. Let's put those, I think that there's enough room here to put just the few that I typically do. I'll do like a bank transfer, and then I usually do like a savings thing, and then I do like a budget review. And also I will put one of these little like debit cards on my sticky note for the month. And I need the little game controller for my Twitch subscription to resubscribe. And then the Apple reminds me to check my son's lunch money account. And then the other sticky note I like to use is for cleaning, and we'll use the little cleaning bucket for that one. And that's really it for the ones that I typically use on a monthly basis. So those fit nicely there. And this is really all I need to plan my month. Actually, one more thing that I want to keep track of is that I pay my student loan out of my account specifically, and it's something I need to kind of keep track of separately from our like regular kind of like bill routine. It's just something I want to keep track of in here. So that script is actually something I put on my planner pages, my actual calendar, and I'm just using one of this thing. So let me get that, and I'll actually put those together. And I just kind of like layer that together. So I can just kind of do that. So I can just scoop it up and put it right on my planner page. So, okay, so I'm thinking how that's gonna work. And then what I will do here, I don't know. See, now I have all of these, and I feel like I should leave them there instead of moving every single one of them. And then maybe put my weekly stickers here, because there's plenty of room here for monthly things, and I just don't really need any more of those. So now I could try to put my weekly stickers here with any scripts that I need. Okay, so then on a weekly page, I typically need, well, for weeklies, I'm gonna need however many weeks there are in the month. And so for October, I'm gonna have 5 of everything. So that's where I just need to be mindful, is it all going to fit? Including, okay, so what we're doing here is we're gonna need like for October, for example, we're gonna need 3 Formula Ones, because those are, I like to put my Formula One on my, like the Formula One schedule for the week in my little, here, I'll show you. here, which I didn't do for September, whatever this day was, so because I didn't have my scripts yet. So let's just add one here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Just kind of like back planning that, I guess. So we'll take the icon and put it here, and then we'll take the script that says Formula One, if I could find where I put those. Like, yeah, here. And we'll take that custom script and put that there. Right? So I need for October, I'm gonna need 3 of those because there's 3 races in October. I could put all 3 on here together, I think. Or do I separate it by week? See, that's the other thing, is that I could put like my week numbers here, because I always forget to use my week numbers. So if I put the actual week number sticker on there, and then I could say, it's kind of like pre-planning, I guess. I don't know, this might be a little too extra, but again, I'm playing around to see what will work. So I have these week number stickers. Let's use one of these to get rid of all of these. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna be in October, we'll be in like weeks 40 through 44. So let's put those, and we can kind of like, I don't know, put the stickers we're gonna need for each week on there. That's like kind of too much. That might be like too extra. Like I could just put all the weeks here and then the scripts and things, but I could also just say, hey, for week 40, I'm gonna need these stickers, so I could put them together. We know we need Formula One stickers for that week, and I'll take this orange one. And these are mainly for headers. I don't really use scripts within the planning. I just write that with a pen. But these are mostly just to like label. These are mostly just to label things, like what each section in the planner and on the weekly spread is. So we have. I use the one that says this week. I'm going to use that one for the little priorities section. So let's get that. And where are those to do this week? Okay. So we need one of those. Let's move these here. I don't know if I'm using an icon for all of them. I think I'm just using the script. I think that's enough for me. I just love the little checkered flag, so I use that. And then menu, menu I use, and to do I use, and work I might use. So let's put one on there just in case I need it. And I think that's probably enough. And then I just need to do that for each week, right? Is that too extra? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I like it. If not, I don't know. I don't need to continue doing that for the whole year. But it's kind of neat because it'll help me stay on track maybe as I'm planning the week, because I'll know like which stickers I need to use, I guess. Or I'll see the stickers. Do I have Formula One in week? I don't have Formula One that week, so we'll just set this there. I think it might just help me stick to my planning routine a little better, to already have like put the time in to figure out the routine like in here. And then I still think I need to make a sticky note or some kind of like planning routine cheat sheet to help me stay on track as well. That maybe will happen in the future. We'll see. All right, so something like that, and then just keep going. So then in week 42, Week 42, we do have Formula One. So I will put that here. And I just like the fact that it's all gonna be in one spot and I won't have to flip. And so if I can just kind of take the time up front when I just wanna sit down and maybe watch a show or something, I can just kind of like get my stickers and play with my stickers. I don't have to like put them down perfectly in my planner or anything. I just am playing with the stickers. And then it's like done for me, so that when I do sit down in the week when I might be busy, who knows, I already kind of have everything at my fingertips, hopefully. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna see how this works throughout the month of October and see if that's something, if it's, I don't know, if it's something I can sit down and just do for myself for fun. Maybe. In week 43, we also have Formula One. So there's that. And then we'll just keep putting these stickers in until we get through week 44. And then that will be, I don't know, all of at least 1 month, and then it's easy to just replicate throughout the months. Habits, menu. So I feel like it would be much faster if I didn't break them up by week, like just now that I'm looking at it, like I'm, you know, having to get out a paper and shuffle through everything. It would be way faster if I just put all the to-dos. I'm gonna need 5 to-dos, put them all together. So that might be how I do it going forward in for November. I probably won't break it up this way. You know, just kind of like I said at the beginning, this isn't, I had no idea how I wanted to do it, and I knew I just needed to get in here and do it. Okay, and then week 44 will be my last week here, and then we can just kind of set these where they go. And then week 44 does not have Formula One, but it does have this week, whoops, we need one that says this week, we need one that says to do, and we need one that says work. So I'm kind of thinking about how if you like to use kits, this might also work pretty well for you, because you'll have your kit stickers, and then these are all your like script stickers that you are using with your kit, and they're all together, and so you can just like lay your kit stickers down and then stick your script stickers on them, and they're all together. So anyhow, I think that's how I'm gonna do this, like for the rest of my sticker book. I have the tab takes me to like this page for setting up my month, and then this page has like the regular things for setting up my month. I feel like I still am not going to use many of these, but these are just kind of like all the things that are specific to October. And then these are the things that I'm going to be reaching for. And after, ideally, when the month is over, all of these stickers are going to be gone, and then I can refill the book, you know? I could sit down every maybe 3 or 6 months and just refill the months I already did, so that the next time I'm planning, the book is like always full. I don't know. And then this is just the leftovers, which I don't know what I'm going to do with these for now, but I just don't, I feel like if I have everything that I need, then these can just live on the sheets that are in the overflow. So I may not need to do it like this anymore. However, if you're using a ton of icons because you use icons all over your weeks and everything, I still think this is probably a better setup for you, because if you do your nails every week, you would want like 5 of those, and you might want you know, everything that you do every week, you would need enough of those on the page, and then you would have them all, and then they would all be in one spot, so you don't have to flip through all of the sticker pages in your other sticker storage. Anyhow, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I know this was super long. I was gonna try to keep it short, but you know me, I can't keep anything short. So anyhow, yeah, thank you so much for being a channel member and just hanging in there with me as I figure out channel membership. You know, it's been kind of like a crazy little ride that I wasn't really trying to do, and then I did it, and now I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that, and now I'm just trying to, you know, handle it all. So thank you for giving me grace as I'm making mistakes and figuring them out. If you have not yet used your September freebie, go check the Focused and Functional tab on my membership area on my channel. You'll see the instructions there on how to kind of like get your free printable. Make sure you're doing that because that is going to be gone after September 30th. And then we will have new October stuff coming up, which you'll hopefully like. So anyhow, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you next month in the next members only video. Thanks so much. Bye.